Work is there, it will always be there. There's always opportunities to make money, but family, that's the most important thing. Morning. Yeah, so we're not in the car. I know we usually start these videos, at least most of them in the car. And right now we're in my kitchen. It's morning. I'll be heading to the gym in a little bit. I got the boys this morning and I'm letting them lay down for a little bit longer. They're getting up and getting ready, so I'm making their breakfast. And what are the kids having for breakfast today? Well, we're doing oatmeal, not the pre-made packets, but oatmeal. Got their oatmeal in here. And I let my kids have treats and all that kind of stuff, but usually breakfast I like to have, sometimes I do regular cereal, but usually I do oatmeal for them. And then I'll put in some protein powder. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I get up to good protein. This is chocolate protein, so I'll put some in there. Let's see here. Make sure they get their stuff for school. And then I also add, what is this? Put it in here. It's powdered peanut butter. If you don't use powdered peanut butter, oh my gosh, it is the best. Mix it in there. So then they got a nice chocolatey peanut buttery oatmeal. So let me get this in here for, which kid is this one for? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. But what do we have on for today? We have legs, and I'm excited. So we are on peak week, meaning that we are pushing the weights, we're pushing the reps, trying to get to failure. And so I do legs twice a week. And so I did Mondays, if you saw that video. But this one on Thursday, for this particular 4-week plan is actually more difficult than the Monday, at least for me. On Monday, we're doing standard squats, we're Romanian deadlifts, and then we're doing single leg extensions. Those are freaking killer. So maybe Mondays is tougher, but today's is more exhausting. And so we're doing squats, but instead of doing standard squats, we're doing pause squats. So once I get to the bottom of the rep, I'm gonna hold it there for 1, 2, 3, or whatever, and then go up. And we're doing a rep range, high rep range, and that is tiring. And those cook my quads very, very, very nicely. Then after that, we go into standard deadlift, and deadlifts at this rep range and basically going to exhaustive failure. But I mean, it's muscular failure too, but is tough. I mean, when you're doing 20 plus reps of deadlifts, even though the weight might not be super heavy, it's exhausting. And so that's what we have for those first 2 exercises. And then we go back to the back extension thing, works your hammies, but instead of doing single leg, we're doing double leg. And so it's, explode up, slow down, get really deep, and those cook my hamstrings. And then after that, we'll do some seated calves, and just slow and controlled for the seated calves. And then we'll also do, we're gonna do a little bit of back. Then we're gonna do bent over dumbbell rows with not one at a time, at the same time. And today should be a very exhausting day. And so even though we're only doing 3 sets, being that it's a high rep range, these workouts do take me a little bit longer. The leg ones is because each rep takes longer, because when you're going to a squat and you're pausing, that's 1 rep is a long time. And then same thing with deadlifts, those take a bit, but also the rest break, those tend to be longer, because I want to make sure I catch my breath, that I'm physically feeling good to go with the next set. And so today's going to be a nice exhausting leg day, but I love leg day. It's part of it, it's kind of freaky. It's like, wow, man, it's going to be tough. But the other part is I'm excited for it, because it pushes me, and I know it's helping me grow. And another thing is it's just I like to, when it comes to learning something in one area of life, is applying it to other areas of life. And so I know that if I could do a hard leg day, as weird as it might sound, I can do other hard things and other difficult things. And particularly with business and growing, and we're growing rapidly. We have another loan officer that's going to be joining us. And so that's 5 for this week that are starting onboarding. And so the growth is there. We had more staff, and we are expanding quickly. And we know that we're going to encounter new issues, problems, difficulties, but that's part of it. But we can do hard things. We can do difficult things. And a leg day for me is part of that, where, hey, if I could do this, even if I fail and I push myself and I can't get another rep up, I get stuck and I drop it or whatever, and I can't finish that last one, that's all right, because I'm gonna get back up. I'm gonna go after it again. I mean, if it was my last set, well, that's no big deal. I push myself, I could see where I can go, and then next time I'm gonna get a little bit better. I'm gonna focus, get a little bit better, and improve. And so it's one of the big things I love about lifting is and weight and fitness and health, and is that there's so many applications that you learn and take in that you can apply to other areas. And discipline, sacrifice. We'll talk about sacrifice a little bit. And sometimes like in business and life, we have to sacrifice things that we may call it sacrifice in order to grow and to improve. And right now I'm on a cut, and I started back in December at 190. And today is March 21st. These videos are like on a week delay or something like that. And I'm down to my lowest weight. I'm at 170.6. I weighed myself this morning. And so I got to sacrifice food and not doing all the extra treats and that kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll have it and enjoy those types of things. But I sacrifice, and it's not always easy. And one of the best ways to grow is to sacrifice certain things. That might be sometimes you don't go out, because you need to work on a project for work, or you need to be up early in the morning and you got a big presentation, or you got to do your prospecting calls, or maybe you go out and you don't drink. And so you sacrifice different things, but it's for growth, for improvement, and to get further ahead where you want. And in order to get to places that other people don't, to get to levels that other people don't, you need to do things and not do things that most other people do. All right, so I'm gonna go wake up these kiddos. Actually, I hear them stumbling around upstairs. Next time you see me, we're gonna be in the squat rack. First up today is squat. And we're gonna push to failure on this, where I can't get another, or I'll get my last one. I know I can't get another one. But the goal with this squat is, when we go down, is we're gonna pause at the bottom of it for a second or two, and then up, and down, and then up. You can see I got these plates here. This allows me to get a focus with my knees going forward over my toes. Gets more quad development. If you do a squat where you're going back, you're doing more glute development. And that's how I used to always squat. Many years ago, if I want to work at get some oak tree legs, which I don't. I don't know which kind of call these ones, but they're not oak trees. Let's get some oak trees. All right, so let's do this for a set. One, two, three. Still get more. One more. Oh. 24. So last week
when I did these. Weight was less. Working my form here. Really trying to drive. Keep my knees in line with my toes. I have a tendency to my knees to cave. Like going like this. Really trying to focus. Keep everything lined up. It helps you get that force. Stability. Takes time. By no means is my squat perfect. You should have seen it. You know, go back to beginning of December when I started really doing squats. Again, awful. All right, I got 2 more sets. Set 2. The 24 first one. I'll get 24 on this one. But still breathing a little bit. Whew. Let's get this. I have my toes out a little bit. My body anatomy. Chest up. Oh, 20, come on, save it. 2 more. 2 more. Come on, I gotta go one more. One more. Oh, started getting dizzy. Lightheaded. 23. Got 1 more set. Then we might do some body weight. We'll see. Up or above, I don't know. You may notice that, not just in this last set, but if you've seen other of these videos, oftentimes you might hear me say, hey, 2 more, get the 2 more, and then 1 more, and then 1 more, and then maybe again 1 more. And it's not because I'm thinking that I'm gonna do 5 and I'm gonna trick myself into doing more or whatever. But I really think I'm only gonna be able to do 2 more. If I do it, I'm like, okay, let's go for another. Let's go for another. And it's important thing we can take with anywhere in our lives or business. You're making cold calls. All right, I'm gonna make 3 more. You make your 3. Okay, let's do 1 more. Okay, let's do 1 more. Let's get 1 more. And having that mindset of always trying to push yourself a little more, and where you go beyond what you thought you were able to do or could do. And even those small, 1 more, you do 1 more, you got it. But if you try that 1 more and you don't get it, it's all right, no big deal. You went for it. All right, it's time for this 3rd set. I'm gonna go push again. I'm gonna rack it, and then we are gonna burn out a little bit and do some of them body weight squats right after I rack it. All right, let's go. Watch my knees as I do this. I'm trying to keep them in line with my toes. If there's a little bit of movement, it's all right. 1. Oh. Right there. Form's breaking down. Oh, 1 more. 1 more. Rack. Body weight. One more. More. Squats are done. For today, anyway. We're gonna do deadlifts next. Quads. Burning. Great. Love it. No yelling on the bus. Deadlift. So doing deadlifts right after those squats. These are tiring too. But that's what we have for today. And we're gonna do it. One more. One more. 22. Let's get 2 more. Set number 2. One more. 21. One last set. Getting dizzy. Love it. Set number 1, we did 22 reps. Set 2, we did 21. And I want to get 20 on this one. If we can get 21, we're gonna go for it. All right. Uh, 19. One more. Come on. One more. I don't know if that last one was any good. All right. Done with deadlifts. Now we're gonna go to back extension. But remember, it's actually working your hamstrings. See you there. One more. This is one of my least favorite exercises. This cooks my hamstrings. Hard to walk afterwards. All right, we got 2 more sets. Set number 2, did 21 the first time. Feeling a little, doesn't hurt, kind of like a little burn on the side of my knee here. I don't know what you call it, a ligament or whatever. But it's not pain, it's kind of weird though. But something to keep an eye on. Let's do this. Up, slow and eccentric. Up, slow, 2. Yeah. Someone's calling me. Hang up. Dizzy. 21. Third and final set. My hams are already burning real big. That's why we do this. One more. 21. Dizzy. Walk. Drunk walk. So last thing you saw was doing the back raises. I did seated calf raises after that, and man, my calves were cramping up like nuts. I don't know what cramp up like nuts means, but they're cramping right away. So I need some more electrolytes, probably before and after or during. You know, I take some, whatever. Now we have the last exercise is dumbbell bend over raises with both dumbbells. So let's get this going, and I am exhausted. So let's see how many we can get of these bad boys. Two more. 22. Two more sets. All right, set number 2. Fatigued. One more set. Third and final set. We're in a mile of this. Got 16. I'll get 6 more. Let's go. 22. Well, we did a match set. So what'd you think? What'd you think about today's lift? I'm tired, man. I'm tired. And so that's my toughest lift of the week. Right now, Thursdays, we are in peak week. So I do mine in, I'm doing 4-week cycles. When I say cycles, I'm not talking about like taking steroid cycles, but just doing a 4-week plan, progressively overload each 4 weeks. Then we change up the exercises, the rep range. Some of the exercises stay from one set or one 4-week plan to the next. But in this current 4-week, Thursdays are my toughest days. It used to be Mondays, leg day, but these Thursdays, leg day, are the toughest. Not simply just because of the exercises. Each of those exercises, they crush me in different ways. The squats with the pause, even though I'm doing less weight on those ones than I do on Mondays, that pause is brutal. After the first set, my quads are already getting a nice pump to it. The deadlifts, those are tough, but more specifically right now, they're tough in general, but that rep range with deadlifts is very tiring. Then the back extension, but works the hamstrings. Maybe it's got a different name, I don't know, whatever it is. But it's back extensions is working my hamstrings. Those are, goodness gracious, more so than doing on the leg curl machine. Those things hit my hamstrings in a different way. It's just really interesting. and those burn. Seated calf machine, always get a burn with the calves, but today was, I don't know if I had enough fluids this morning, electrolytes, or not enough during it, or just exhausted myself of it. Maybe, I don't know, but I was cramping up really, really strong within the first 5 reps of the first set, which I don't know if that's ever happened. And then we're just doing the 1 back exercise. But by then, I'm so tired, systematically, I can't even say the word, fatigued, that it was hard getting those, not even crazy heavy weight by any means. And I was exhausted. I only could get 16 on that last set. When the first 2, I was doing 22, so I had to do a mile rep match and do 16, take a pause, then do the other 6 to get to 22. It's a very tiring day for me. Still improvement to do. You know, I'll watch the videos myself, especially as I'm putting these things together, look for areas in my form that I need to improve on, and try to get better next time. Always just trying to get better next time in everything that we do. But that's what we had for today's workout. I'm in a brain fog right now. I need to get some food in me. And then I'm heading back to my house. Got to go shower up because I actually had to go to the hospital. My grandma yesterday went in for kind of a procedure to check some things on the heart, and all of a sudden they realized, yep, we need to do open heart surgery. And so I'm going to go visit her today. I don't know when that open heart surgery is. Obviously very scary, you know, especially at her age, and she's had other health issues. But I'm heading to Florida tomorrow, taking the family, and it's just weird having these things overhead. You know, my parents were teenagers when I was born, and they're still together, but which means that my grandparents, to me, are actually are young compared to a lot of people's grandparents. You know, like, I mean, they could have been at the age that they were when I was born. I mean, they could have been technically my parents. You know, people, you know, nowadays have, you know, sometimes kids that late, you know, and sometimes in their 40s and such. So I grew up really close with my grandparents, my grandpa and my grandma, and so it's just tough. But these are things of life, and obviously, one thing is for certain, that we're all going to die at some point. Obviously, I'm not, you know, I'm not going to try to go there and think that that's going to happen to grandma, but open heart surgery, you know, at her age, with other health conditions that she's had, it's scary. And if I know my grandpa, he's not doing so hot, you know, in the regards, you know, his wife of how many years, you know, in this situation, you know, very, very tough. But so I'm gonna go visit them, put my appointments and move my appointments around and canceled some. And because, you know, work is there, you know, it will always be there. There's always opportunities to make money, but family, that's the most important thing. And my grandparents, oh, sorry, I'm getting myself emotional. My grandparents were some of the biggest encouragers in my life, and so I was the oldest grandchild, and always did all my stuff, and always there for me, still always there for me, even at my age of almost 40. And you know, I've gone through some difficult personal things in relationships and such, and they're always there for me, there for my kids, and so that's what we got going on. I don't know how long we'll be there. I'm going to bring my laptop in case there's some emergency stuff I have to jump on, but I'm going to spend some time with my grandma. Then when I get back, I got to pack for tomorrow because we're leaving. But work hard, get better than yesterday, get 1% better than yesterday. Keep working, keep improving, whether it's your health, your diet, your nutrition, your work, your prospecting, you know, doing better when you're doing your meetings, your finances, your relationships, whatever it is, do better than last time. And that's a weight off your shoulders, because it doesn't mean you have to do leaps and bounds better than last time. Focus on getting a little bit better than last time. And those little bits every single time accumulate. It's not just addition, 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. It's exponential. And 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8, so on and so forth. And so that stuff, when it accumulates together, it creates a synergy where it's greater than the individual sums of the parts. All right, so I am at home, one in the garage here. Have yourself a great day. By the time you see this video, I will probably be back already from vacation, because I like about a week delay on the recordings or releases of these. All right, have a good one. Talk to you soon.